boys, and welcome back to yet again another video. In today's video, we're going to be doing another list. Okay, so I came up with another list again. By the way, if y'all have some lists y'all want to see me do, put it in the comments. I would definitely be making those lists. The thing about making a list, it challenged my brain. And if you know me, you know that I don't like to think. Okay, because if I think too much, I get a fucking headache. If I overdo it, I get a fucking headache. If I don't think too much, I get a fucking headache. I can't win for losing. But the thing about making a list, just like I said, I like to challenge myself. And when I make a list, it allows me to expand what I know in this thick ass head of mine. The more I talk, the more I know. So today's list is going to be titled My Top 5 Best Stephen King Adaptations. Okay? Another thing about this list, before I dive into this list, I always have to say this, okay? This is my own personal list. This is what I like, okay? These are movies that Stephen King had as a book, and they were turned into a film, okay? And I like these movies. Also, another thing about this list is be aware there are going to be major spoilers for this entire fucking list. I'm going to talk about major things in this entire fucking list, okay? I'm gonna say it again. Major spoilers, okay? If you're gonna watch this list, just know I'm going to spoil everything in this film because I don't want to ruin anybody's fun for a fucking film. Another thing about this list before I kick things off is please don't be mean in the comments. If you don't like any of these films that I have on my list, just remember, my list, I like these films, okay? So with all that being said, let's dive into this list. So to kick things off at number 5, we have Creepshow. Creepshow is just, what can I say? Creepshow is a very weird little adaptation. And the reason why I put Creepshow on this list is because not only is it weird, but it's one of them Stephen King adaptations from 1982. I will be completely honest with you, was ahead of its time. Not only it was ahead of its time, but it's also a lot of fun to watch. This is about how to put it? It's like parts, okay? It's a whole movie, but it's like different parts. Each part of the film ties into a different story. So you have a story where this guy is dealing with some roaches inside his apartment. Then there's another one where this guy had, he basically tried to con people, but then he ended up getting conned at the end. Then there's another one where this guy got a fucking mysterious quake sent to his house, which is the one that traumatized the fuck out of me when I was a fucking kid. We'll get more on that just a second. And there's so much more. Then there's another one where Stephen King himself played in, where he chucked this meteor that landed. Meteor shit! So he chucked this meteor, and then it kind of like turned him into a fucking plant, and he's acting little weird little stuff on his finger. Each one of these episodes are so much different, but the reason I put Creepshow at number 5 is because there is a specific part in this movie, and I believe it's called The Quake. And this part of the film, when I was a kid, it really kind of fucked me up. I had nightmares about this shit. It literally traumatized me. I can't meme me so much that I literally had to like stop watching this film for a second because it really did kind of fuck my head up. So this episode / part movie tells a story about this man that gets this mysterious quake, and inside this little box, this little quake, there's something strange inside this box. And what's inside the box is very fucked up shit. But if you open this box, it seems to be ordinary at first until it's not. So one day this man decided to open the box, but then the box didn't want to open. And so he put it underneath the bottom of the staircase, and all of a sudden people come to his, I guess it's his apartment or something, and every time they go near this quake, they start to hear but they start to hear it moving and whisper coming from this little box. So they go up to this box, and all of a sudden they get poured on in the inside. And so this man is very curious. He want to know what the fuck is in this quake. Until one day, he saw a pair of fucking eyes looking back at him. Just look at this shit. Really? Just imagine seeing that shit as a kid. We'll get more on that in another fucking video, but holy shit, that shit gave me goosebumps and it fucked me up when I was a kid. And so that's why I put it right here at number 5, because of that specific episode that I remember. I would never fucking forget. It was traumatizing as fuck is what I'm trying to say. Moving down from there, at number 4, we have Stephen King's It from 1990, starring John or Jason Ritter, whichever one you want to call him. I grew up watching him on TV. The Three's Company was one of my favorite TV shows growing up. But the reason I put it on this list because there's another character that I have on this list that scared the shit out of me. Okay, there's only 2 Stephen King horror characters that scared the shit out of me. That's Pennywise being played by Tim Curry, may he rest in peace. Pennywise as a fucking kid, oh my god. This guy, his performance, Tim Curry's performance as Pennywise is another one of them things that fucked my goddamn childhood up. That literally kind of fucked with me in here. It literally gave me goosebumps. I was so afraid to watch this movie because of his performance in this film. This movie tells a story about some kids that's being traumatized and Derry, Maine by this clown. And no matter what they do, they can't stop seeing this fucking clown in their presence. Every time they turn around, this motherfucking clown is right there. So they take his ass down, and 27 years later, they come back because Pennywise has came back and tries to take on a new genre of kids, but these kids who are now adults come back to take his ass down. What can I say about this movie that hasn't already been said? This is a very interesting movie, okay? Because if you know, you know. But for those who don't know, this is one of those films where if you're afraid of clowns, this movie would definitely get under your skin, okay? Literally get under your skin. And that comes from Tim Curry's performance, because what he delivered in this film is by far the most creepiest thing. He was literally jaw-dropping how scary he was in this fucking film. And there's another character that I'm going to mention in this film. But not this film, but in another film that's on this list that kind of scared me when I was a kid. But like I said, Pennywise, Tim Curry's performance is what really fucking made this movie work for me. And I actually appreciate this film even more looking back at it all these years later. And it kind of makes me appreciate this film. Moving down from there, at number 3, we got Christine, one of my favorite Stephen King adaptations, until you hear the other 2. But this is one of my favorite films directed by John Carpenter, one of my favorite horror directors. And the reason I like this film so much is because this film, it has a damn good soundtrack, and I have all the fucking music from this film in my phone. But I'm going to be completely honest with you. Putting John Carpenter in the seat of this film really did kind of made me love this film, because not only the soundtrack was good, but the fucking performance was good. Everybody in this fucking film was good, 100%, all across the board. The story was fucking well fucking crafted, well suspenseful, and so much more. This film tells a story about a boy who become obsessed with this beautiful little red car, and he called her Christine. And he becomes so obsessed with it to the point where this car starts to develop feelings for him, and he starts to develop feelings for her. And so he starts to treat her as if like she's a real girl. And then that's when things get even weirder, because his friend starts to tell him like, dude, you obsessed with this goddamn car, and he fucking hates when people disrespect her. The reason I put this film on my list is because of the suspenseful scene. To be honest, you don't really know if it's major spoiler, remember I said this, you don't really know who killing people. You don't know if it's Arnie killing people or if it's Christine killing people, because it doesn't truly tell you who killing anybody, because every time Christine go about killing somebody, the window gets tinted black, and so we don't know if Arnie driving the car or if Christine driving herself. Yeah, self-driving car actually was invented in this film. But like I said, you don't really know who driving what. You don't know if it's Christine or Arnie driving the car, but it's very interesting. One of the most interesting things about this film is that there was a guy that beat Christine down, literally beat the car up to a bloody mess, more like a part mess, but beat the car down. And so Arnie sees the car, and then Arnie goes, okay, show me. And then Christine starts to repair herself. And the way John Carpenter did that scene was he played it forward of the guy beating the car, then he edited them out, and then played it backwards so that it can make it look like the car basically fixing itself. How fucking genius is that? if they remake this film today, just be prepared for it to be CGI as fuck. Just be prepared. This film is iconic for all the right reasons. If you've never seen this film, please watch this. Moving down from there, at number 2, we got Pet Sematary. So remember when I said that there was another Stephen King character that scared the shit out of me? Well, before I reveal who the character is, let me tell you what this film is about. This film tells a story about a family that moved to the backcountry, and all of a sudden they live right next to this road that a truck drives by every single time. So they got this little boy who's by far the cutest little boy I've ever seen. Very, very innocent. So sweet. Until things turn bizarre until he gets hit by a truck. And that's when this family has to go out throughout their entire life dealing with the grief over their lost son. This is one of them films where I will be completely honest with you. If I had a kid of my own, this is one of them films I will probably never watch again when I have a kid of my own because of that. You know, being a parent and losing a child, that shit is tough as fuck. But this is one of them films, like I said, traumatized the shit out of me. And there is a motherfucker in this film that even now kind of gets under my skin because of the goddamn performance, and that is Zelda. Holy fuck. If you've never seen this goddamn movie, I don't know what to tell you. But if you have kids and you watch this film, I don't suggest you watch it if you have kids, because losing a child, like I said, is a very traumatizing situation if you lose a child. But Zelda in this fucking film, my God, the way the scene looks, the way she talks, the way the fucking, like, everything about her performance is just really crazy to me. It just gives me goosebumps. I literally got goosebumps right now just thinking about it, because I would never forget the traumatized shit from this fucking character. A little bit of fun fact about this character, though. This is actually a fucking boy playing that role. Crazy, isn't it? A boy dressed up in a woman's suit, makeup and everything. How crazy is that? Yeah, Zelda fucking mad, fucking creepy. This fucking film is also one of them type of films where it would test you as a parent. You know, what would you do to save your child? And this father did everything in his power to save his child. He took his child to this Liberty graveyard where it brings people back to life. And he took his child there, and it brought his child back, but his son was never the same. His son was actually a fucking killer, and that to me is just so fucking hopeful and so traumatizing and so understanding, you know. Like I said, it tests you as a parent, and it tests you as a human being, period. What would you do to bring back your loved ones? What would you do? Would you go to the extreme to bring them back? Anyways, at number 1, we got one of my favorite Stephen King adaptations of all time. This is number 1 every time. This movie is good old Misery, starring James Caan, may he rest in peace, and my girl Kathy Bates. I love this movie. I know a lot of people love this film. I know a lot of YouTubers have reviewed this movie, but I don't know what else to say about this film that hasn't already been said before. If you know, you know. Okay, so let me tell you what this film is about. This film tells a story about Annie, who's obsessed with this writer who wrote the series of Misery, and she would do everything in her power to keep him alive so that he can write one more book. And that book is what she wants. And if it takes for her to torture his ass, she will. If she gotta break his ankles, she will. If she gotta fucking keep him trapped in the womb, she would. She would stop at nothing until he writes the novel she wants. Kathy Bates won a fucking Oscar for this, and I'm gonna be completely honest with you. She deserved it. She fucking deserved it. This here is a straight up psychological thriller, and this is another one of my favorite subgenres in the horror genre itself, a psychological thriller. This is one of them psychological thrillers, that has a lot going for it, but in order not to understand, you have to really pay attention to the film. So Kathy Bates decided to keep James Caan's character trapped in her house, what she called taking care of him. And but little by he know, the better he gets, it seems like the worse he gets at the same time. Kathy Bates really is what holds this movie you know, attack. And James Caan did such a fantastic job as she did, which I kind of think that they both should have won a fucking Oscar for this fucking film. How good they fucking performance was, because their performance is really good. But Kathy Bates is what sold the show for me, because not only she was creepy, but she was actually well performed in this fucking film. There's a lot of moments in this film where she scared the shit out of me, and I actually thought I was him in the fucking bed. There's another scene in here where she literally broke his goddamn ankles with a goddamn sledgehammer. That's how creepy and that's how insane she was willing to go to literally keep him trapped in her house. She saw he was getting better each day. And each day that he got better, she decided to make his life a living hell to keep him trapped. And this movie, for whatever reason, some people don't like, and I don't understand why you don't like this fucking film. It's really fucking good. Watch this movie and give it a chance. You will actually appreciate this film. All across the board, all these movies, just like I said before, I said again, it's my own personal favorite Stephen King adaptation. I've never read any of the books. I do have Stephen King's It book as well. I'm actually in the process of reading it, but also have Christine as well. But like I said, all these movies is good for a lot of reasons, and I don't know what more to say about any of these films that hasn't already been said. So Hellraisers, if you made it to the end of today's list, you are fucking beast. Make sure you consider getting in touch with your boy. Social media link will always be in the description down below. And I hope to catch you Hellraisers in my next video. But just before I let you go, make sure you consider dropping a like on this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on that fucking bell notification so that when I drop another lit ass video for the channel, you'll be the first one to get it. And I hope to catch you Hellraisers in my next video. Peace.